Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Chainsaw Man chapter review video. Now today we have chapter 176 titled Two Children, and oh my fucking word, oh my goodness, this is a crazy chapter. We need to get right into this, but before we do, I would like to ask if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would appreciate that so much. Thank you so much, and let us get literally right into the chapter, which starts with a scene of Yoru and Yoru only in the bath, but that very quickly changes to a little hypothetical scenario where Yoru and Asa are both in the bath together having a conversation. And what Yoru does to open this chapter is make a knife out of soap, or sorry, a sword out of soap, meaning, by the way, without saying anything, meaning that they can confirm that they can turn things into weapons without saying a name or touching that thing at all, which is incredibly powerful, and that definitely means that Yoru has received some of her power back. War is starting to be feared more and more, and so she is getting a lot powerful, and they say that that just isn't still enough to beat Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man Pochita is way too strong, and they have no way to essentially find out how they can defeat Chainsaw Man. They don't think that this is enough. They need to come up with a different strategy if they were to defeat Pochita, which of course is Yoru's goal, despite it not necessarily being Asa's goal anymore. Or, well, it really hasn't been at all. Yoru says that not a day passes without news of another pseudo Chainsaw Man killing someone. Whenever I'm feared, Chainsaw Man continues to be feared at the same time, meaning that she is always second best, essentially. Asa offers to bury the hatchet, to say no, let's just be cordial with each other, the War Devil and Chainsaw Man. Defeating Denji won't make you happy anyway, right? And Yoru says, or sorry, Asa continues to say that everyone remembered War's terrors just like you wanted, meaning that Yoru has gotten stronger. Can't you just say you've already achieved your goal? And Yoru then says that there's something that she wants to retrieve, to reclaim from Chainsaw Man. Now this isn't actually confirmed what this is. However, that's not really the point. We can theorise about that later, but that certainly is not the point of this chapter, although it could be something interesting going forward. Despite now, obviously, Yoru telling us what it is, the comrades being eaten by Chainsaw Man. However, we don't know who they are. So, if she reclaims them, well, who are these devils? That is the main kind of thought here. Who are these devils that Yoru is so desperately wanting to reclaim? Who are the comrades of Yoru? Who are the devils that are so strong that she wanted to work alongside them and she's so desperate to reclaim? I find that fascinating again. However, this is not the main point of this chapter. Asa says, do you have a way to beat Chainsaw Man? And Yoru says, two. There are two weapons that I could make. Now, if you are, as comprehensive as I would hope you would be, if you read the title of the chapter, as I said at the start of the video, you will 100% understand where this is going. Just two that would be far more powerful and fearsome than yours. Then why didn't you make them in the first place? I gave up even my home and college fund to make weapons. And Yoru says quite coldly, don't compare them to such trifling things. Yoru is clearly not messing about here and saying that, fuck off Asa, are you trying to tell me that your home and college fund even matter? Well, no, because these things matter way more than your stupid shit that you're crying about. And well, what are these things? Well, it is our two children. Let's just cut to the chase. She has two children. The War Devil has two children. And when you see the names of them, it will make perfect sense as to why they are her children. She says that turning those two into weapons would run counter to saving my comrades. And then Asa says, just stop. And Yoru denies that and says, but I need to beat Chainsaw Man. I want to beat him. I want to beat him and prove that I'm the more fearsome devil. I'd give anything for that. Her pride getting in the way of her priorities in life, essentially. Well, do devils have priorities? But I suppose you could say that, yeah. And her priority right now is to prove that she is the more fearsome devil between her and Chainsaw Man. And by saying I'd give anything for that, what she means, well, that she would turn her own children into weapons. Would I turn my own children into weapons? Well, I guess I would. As she's standing there in the present day, or I suppose kneeling there, with Pochita right in front of her face without a mouth, as obviously the mouth devil has been eaten. Now what happens next? Well, she summons her 2 children. Come to mother, she says. Tank and gun. Of course, the children of the war devil will be the tank devil and the gun devil. That makes perfect sense. Now, what do we say? Well, the first thing is that the tanks are being held, or the tank devil, sorry, is being held in the Gulf of Mexico at the Devil Containment Facility. And as you can see, it has broken out and it has been summoned to Yoru. And then we go to Mount Elbrus, the Soviet Union, where the gun devil's pieces are being held, and the gun devil is also sent to Yoru, as we see the final 2 panels where Yoru blasts Pochita right in the stomach and blasts off a body part that I can't quite make out yet. It might be one of his arms, with her arm, with a finger blast that is revealed to be the work of the gun gauntlet, as she has turned her 2 arms, her destroyed arms, into weapon gauntlets using her 2 children, making the gun weapon and the tank weapon, and clearly defeating Pochita in this moment. Pochita is defeated by Yoru, meaning that Pochita loses a fight for the first time potentially ever, or at least he's been ran close before, but I don't think he's ever actually lost a fight. But the most important thing, yes, Pochita has lost, and that is insane, and I can't wait to see how not only he, but Denji's body responds to this. You know, that is a really interesting point. But the most important thing by far is where the blow landed. You can see a hole has been created through Pochita's stomach. The impact is there, but you can see something coming out of Pochita's back, meaning that he has been opened up in the belly. Now, what does that mean? Well, of course, that means that all of the devils that are currently sitting within his stomach will be released, which could be every single devil in existence, or it could be, well, just Yoru's comrades and the mouth devil and all of that he just ate. Maybe Yoru's comrades aren't in there. However, what I believe this is the complete and utter massive switch in this story. I now believe there will be a part 3, because I think this is going to release every single devil that Pochita has ever eaten. Now, what could that be? That could be endless possibilities. That could completely set this back to square one, and Denji or Asa or Yoru or whoever it ends up being is going to have to make a huge decision and make a huge change in order to save the world from this massive devil cycle, because with Pochita's stomach being ripped apart, we truly might have just been sent back to the very, very, very early beginnings of the story. Literally square one, to put it kindly. Now, I want to know in the comments down below, please do tell me what you think about this. This is a massive moment in this story, and I'm so interested to see where it goes from here. Yoru has 2 children, which is insane. The 2 children obviously make perfect sense. But it's all just so fascinating. Her arms are now gun and tank weapons. She is feared, as well as having been the person to have defeated Chainsaw Man. Will Yoru or Asa become a hero? What will happen here? I have no idea. There is endless possibilities now. This is an amazing chapter because it's just reopened this story up. Like, we still have Fami to deal with. We still have the Death Devil to deal with. We still kind of have public safety to deal with. This is a huge, massive, open story that will not be able to be wrapped up very soon. Put it this way, this story is going to go on for a lot longer than most of us, including myself, thought it was going to go on for. And I am so bloody happy to be able to say that. Pochita has been shot through the stomach and defeated by Yoru. He is missing an arm. What will he transform back into Denji? When that happens, what will happen? What is Denji's current state of mind? How will public safety / Yoru and Asa, how will they deal with this? What will Yoru's mindset be now that she has essentially proven in this moment that she's stronger than Pochita, because, well, in this moment she's defeated Pochita no matter the circumstances. But the tank and Gun Devil, I mean, the Gun Devil being back as a whole is just massive. The Gun Devil was a huge part of the story in the first part. Remember, Aki was the gun fiend. The Gun Devil was the devil that Makima essentially was dealing with the entire time in the first part of the story. The Gun Devil was the devil that was mentioned the most by far in part 1 of the story, and so just to hear that name again is insane, and to think that the Gun Devil is Yoru's child is also absolutely crazy. I can't believe that so many crazy things have happened in this chapter. I'm so glad they have. I'm gutted that there's a 2-week break again after this. We are bi-weekly at this point. It's a real shame. The fact that Yoru can make weapons out of anything without saying or touching things is insane, but to be honest, I think the pinnacle of that power has already been shown in this chapter, and this is the real crazy thing, is that Yoru has the gun powers, the tank powers, and is now also feared as the War Devil once again. Yoru might be one of the strongest devils on this earth right now, and it's inhabiting Asa, who is technically the main character of part 2 of this story. Can't wait to see how this all progresses. Again, leave in the comments down below how you feel about it. I would love to know. I'm going to leave a couple of Chainsaw Man videos on the screen if you would like to continue watching, as well as I would like to ask you, if you enjoyed the video, if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe to it as well. I would appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.